presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Wisconsin.
Tailgating outside Miller Park on a Friday night for baseball, and the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the first-place Washington Nationals. The best record in all of the National League, tied for the best record in all of baseball, the Nationals. Game 2 of this 4-game series. We welcome you inside Miller Park. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us tonight. And we start our broadcast today with some major breaking news that is being reported by numerous sources, including FoxSports.com's Ken Rosenthal and John Morosi, and that is that Zach Greinke has been traded to the Angels of Anaheim, and that could be huge news, and perhaps the inevitable is finally here.
Yeah, you know it was going to happen at some point. Doug Melvin said it a couple of days ago that pretty good chance that Zach Greinke was going to be traded by Tuesday, and he had to wait as long as he could to try and get as much as he could for Zach Greinke. Who knows what's going to happen down the road, but certainly with his performance on Friday night against the Philadelphia Phillies, there's no way that Zach Greinke could have done anything more to prove to all of baseball that he was one of the best in the business, not only on the mound, but in the field, at the plate. It was certainly a good audition, and I think that if the reports are in fact true, the Brewers made a pretty good deal.
Well, the reports are not confirmed just yet. The Angels nor the Brewers are confirming this, so as soon as we get the official confirmation, of course, we will bring it to you, and if that happens, of course, we would love to have a representative, perhaps Doug Melvin, join us here on the air. What business at hand here today? The Brewers and the Nationals for Game 2. Mike Fiers is on the mound for Milwaukee. We'll talk about Fiers and the role he's been on when we continue from Miller Park. On Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, because when friends come together, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. By Toyota, when you choose Toyota, you get a lot for less. Toyota. and by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. A little bit of rain earlier today. Turned out to be a nice night here in Milwaukee on a retro Friday. And there is Mike Fiers. He took a loss against the Cincinnati Reds his last time out, but pitched very well in that game. 6 innings and just 1 earned run, and he is up today against the first place Nationals. We welcome you back from Miller Park, and if you're just joining us, a lot of rumors out there and then some trade discussion about Zack Greinke. It's been reported that he has been traded to the Angels, and the Brewers looking to pick up a shortstop, maybe a couple of young pitchers. And as the Brewers start to build for the future, Rock, this is a guy in Mike Fiers that could be a big part of it, especially the way he's pitched this season.
Yeah, nobody's surprised at the success of Zack Greinke, but I think everybody's surprised at the success of Mike Fiers. And who would have thought at the end of May, when he made that start against the Dodgers, that he would be in a position right now, an ERA under 2. His last 6 starts outstanding. Unfortunately, only 2-2. Look at the earned run average. It's under 1. Big strikeout numbers, very low walk totals. He's given up 4 runs in his last 40-plus innings of work. He's allowed only 2 home runs all season long, and both of those home runs came in 1 start against the Pirates. He has been outstanding so far.
Well, we'll see how Mike Fiers stands up against the team of in all of baseball, the Washington Nationals. The Brewers trying to snap a 7-game skid. It's game 2 of this 4-game series. Brewers-Nats coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Mike Fiers in his rookie season making quite a splash. Back on the mound as he leads his team out at Miller Park, Milwaukee. See his numbers this year at this ballpark. Just 1 win despite an ERA in the 2s. Brewers baseball tonight coming your way. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder, Mark Concannon, our reporter. And there is Davey Johnson managing in his first series here at Miller Park, believe it or not. Last managed in the National League in 2000 prior to this stadium opening. Piggly Wiggly batting order for Davey Johnson's first place Nats. It's Lombardozzi leading off, then Bryce Harper, followed by Ryan Zimmerman. Middle of the order is Adam LaRoche, Michael Morrison, Danny Espinosa, Roger Bernardina, Sandy Leon, and Ross Detweiler. And Mike Fiers, the numbers for the 26-year-old Fiers this year, just one relief appearance. All the others have been starts, and a earned run average of 196 to start play today.
And the month of July, he has been outstanding in 3 starts in July. Unfortunately, he's 0-2 in this stretch. A 133 earned run average for Mike Fiers. Just continues to pound the strike zone and get the strikeouts.
First pitch of the ball game to Steve Lombardozzi is in there for a strike, and away we go. Lombardozzi had a big hit yesterday, drove in 3 runs with a triple, his only hit of the ball game. An 8-2 Nationals win yesterday. The Nationals are red hot. They're coming off a sweep of the New York Mets and winning last night their 6th consecutive victory. There's a drive into right field. On the run is Aoki. He's right there to make the catch. Nori Aoki with some closing speed for out number 1. You've seen Aoki. Let's give you the rest of the Brewers defensively. Gomez in center with Braun in left. On infield of Ramirez, Ransom, Weeks, and Hart. Jonathan Lucroy does the catching. First time he has caught Mike Fiers. Menards Brewers defense, and already a good play to start this one for Nori Aoki.
Yeah, Brewers defense has been very good. Both of these clubs in the top half of the National League in team fielding percentage.
There's a strike to Bryce Harper. Harper 1 for 5 yesterday. Scored a run. Nationals had 8 runs on 9 hits. The Brewers had 9 hits, but just 2 runs in yesterday's game. It was a rough day for Giovanni Gallardo, giving up 7 earned runs in 5 innings, and it never really was a ball game. Paul Schreiber calling balls and strikes. Laz Diaz, Mike Easterbrook, and Tim Welke on the bases. Welke is the crew chief. Harper bounces one over to Ramirez, and there is out number 2. Turned out to be a beautiful night here. Actually had some rain during the Nationals batting practice while the roof was open. 74 degrees and clear skies up above. Great night in Milwaukee.
Just a little sprinkle to put some water on the infield. Didn't have to hose it down.
That's right.
Got some free water.
Took it easy on the grounds crew today.
Right.
Well, we hit the air today in multiple reports about Zach Greinke being traded. That has not been confirmed, but Rock, I imagine this has got to be a bit of a distraction. I mean, we were all ready to go on the air here. The players are ready to get the game going, and just as it resonates up here, that news filters in the press box. I'm sure it filters down there in the clubhouse as well.
And you know that the players, they knew for the last week or so that something was probably going to happen with Greinke. Unfortunately, the Brewers in a situation where they need to get some players for the future in return for Zach Greinke, and his performance on Friday night, as we mentioned on our open, it didn't do anything to hurt the Brewers' chances of getting some pretty good talent. We'll see if it's all the rumors are confirmed. The Brewers have not said anything about it yet, but it's been all over the place. You know, players, I think that, you know, you look at the players and they're in the clubhouse before the game getting ready, and I think it may be a relief, in all honesty. I mean, if it in fact is the case, and the distractions of all that may be behind them.
Well, Zimmerman draws the walk. A 2-out walk issued by Mike Fiers, and that'll bring Adam LaRoche to the plate. I guess there are multiple layers to the questions, and as we mentioned, as soon as there is official news, and if these reports are true, then we'll certainly hear an official report from the Brewers, and we're hoping to get Doug Melvin on the air with us tonight, so stay tuned for that. But as you start to look forward, now Greinke was scheduled to start Sunday here, and of course the Brewers will have to make an adjustment if that's the case. And Ron Renicky said earlier today that he did not think Tyler Thornburg would be ready to make a start if such a move happened. Tyler Thornburg was taken out of last night's game due to a little arm fatigue. A guy who's going from being a starting pitcher into the bullpen And a pretty significant dip in velocity last night.
Yeah, back-to-back days. He's probably never done that. And Wednesday and Thursday, Tyler Thornburg, on the mound. But let's face it, that's why Thornburg is here in the event that Greinke, gets traded, and for the remainder of the season, at least he's going to get an opportunity to start. If it's not Sunday, then it will be down the road.
2-0 to LaRoche as he skies one into left. Ryan Braun is under it. And Mike Fiers puts up a 0 in the first inning. Brewers coming to bat against left-hander Ross Detweiler. Nationals failed to score in the first inning. Fiers giving up a walk, but no runs, and now the Brewers coming up for the first time against Ross Detweiler. Ron Rinick's had a busy day today, the Brewers skipper. And his Piggly Wiggly batting order: Nori Aoki leads off, Carlos Gomez, then Ryan Braun. Middle of the order is Aramis Ramirez, Corey Hart, and Ricky Weeks, and Jonathan Lucroy, Cody Ransom, and Mike Fiers will round it out. Piggly Wiggly batting order against Ross Detweiler. He has pitched his way back into the starting rotation for the Nationals, and he has done a nice job, like most of the other pitchers in the Nationals rotation.
Yeah, his last starts have been very good against the Braves and against the New York Mets. Only 1 earned run allowed in his last 2 starts. That covers 14 innings. He hasn't lost a game since May 19th, but that covers only 6 starts. He was in the bullpen for a while.
And let's check the Nationals defense, courtesy of Menards, with Morse, Bernardina, and Harper in the outfield. An infield of Zimmerman, Espinoza, Lamardozzi, and LaRoche. Sandy Leon is behind the plate, rookie catcher. New battery tonight. Otherwise, the lineup is exactly the same as we saw last night from David Johnson. And why would you change it? The Nationals, with that win last night, now 20 games over 500. They're 59-39, tied with the Yankees for the best record in the major leagues.
And they got busy early in yesterday's ball game. A 4 spot in the second inning.
Aoki bounces one to LaRoche, and there's the first out. And you see the best records in Major League Baseball. And how about the 2 teams from the Central Division, the Reds and the Pirates, second and third on that list. Cincinnati just continues to roll. They've won 7 in a row. The Reds have the longest winning streak in the major leagues right now, and a record of 58-40. They swept the Brewers in Cincinnati on the Brewers' last road trip, and they haven't looked back since.
There'll be some good teams in those 2 wild card spots this year. I mean, really good teams. The Atlanta Braves behind these Nationals. You have the Pirates and Cincinnati fighting it out.
Carlos Gomez on a couple of hops to Espinoza, out number 2. Here's Ryan Braun now. Now Braun coming in, batting .314, 28 homers, 69 runs batted in. It has been a very impressive season offensively for Braun and a very disappointing season for the Brewers as a team. Braun swinging away at the first pitch. Slow roller here is Espinosa, and he makes the play to end the inning. 1, 2, 3. The Brewers go in order. We head to the second. No score.
Back in Miller Park, no score, top second. We're following breaking news. Fox Sports reporting that Zack Greinke has been traded to the Anaheim Angels for 2 minor league pitchers and rookie shortstop Segura. Now that report has not been confirmed as of yet. Brewer general manager Doug Melvin is making his way to our broadcast booth. We will hear from Doug shortly. Also, we have a camera waiting to get comments from Zack Greinke. We hope to hear from Zack as well, guys. So we're on top of this very big story here tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark. And as we follow that news away from the field, we zero in on Mike Fiers, who starts his second inning. Michael Morse leads off. And right on cue, just as Mark Concannon reports, the general manager of the Brewers shows up here in the booth, Doug Melvin. Get him wired up here, and we'll bring him in. Hello, Doug.
All right, how are you?
Good, good. Well, we've followed the stories. Is it true? Are the rumors true? Zack Greinke's been traded?
Yeah. It's a tough day. Now, you're excited about getting 3 new players to your organization, but you also, having to trade one of your best players. It's always tough, and but it was a result of how we played this year. So we turn the page and go out there, try to continue to win ball games.
I suppose that's got to be a tough call for a general manager. And as you are in these discussions, and how about the Angels? I mean, where do the discussions begin with the Angels? What kind of players are coming in return?
Well, we feel we got 3 pretty good players, and Gene Segura, a young shortstop, played at Double-A. He was in the big leagues with the Angels here the past week or so, and John Helwig, a big 6'8" right-handed pitcher in Double-A, and Ariel Pena, a right-handed pitcher, big arm, was in the Futures game, and with Segura, both of them are in the Futures game. So we feel we got 3 high-level prospects that add to our organization. They're going to be they're on the 40-man roster. They've been in big league camp with the Angels, and just add to the depth that we have at the upper levels in our organization.
It had the phone lines must have lit up after that performance by Zack in Philadelphia on Friday. I mean, were teams kind of waiting to see where he was until he made that start?
Yeah, I know there was a lot of talk about, they were concerned and why was he shut down and whatever. And I think it's evident that, sometimes it's probably the smart thing to do is give some of the starting pitchers a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather in somewhere in June or July, and I think it really helped Zach get back on track. But he had that was an outstanding game. I was laughing with him here when I told him about the trade, if he got more excited about the pitching or the home run he hit. And he said he thought he got it all. And as you know, Zach's a very approachable guy. I looked at him somewhat like a son, and loved talking baseball with him. He used to come up to the draft room, and he and counsel would sit there and talk and go over players and argue about not argue but debate about young players. And first thing he wanted to know was who was he traded for, because he knows the players and that's so. You know, he's a baseball junkie, and as a general manager, you like those kind of players. So, you know, I going to miss him as a player, both on the field, because he's so talented. He's going to be a huge addition for the Angels. He's going to be a huge addition. As far as the phones and other calls, there was a number of teams that called, but I got it narrowed down to just 2 clubs at the end. There was probably 4 to 5 clubs, and each day as time goes on, you try to narrow it down and narrow the focus down so that you don't get distracted by clubs that maybe try to get involved. And that, so it came down to 2 clubs. Very tough call for both clubs, and we had to push it to the limit to get the best deal.
Well, you mentioned the relationship you have with Zach Greinke. Does that give you hope that you might have a chance to re-sign Zach Greinke when it comes to the Hot Stove League? I mean, he obviously enjoyed his time here. He's made that public.
I told his agent to, before I told Zach that he was traded, to keep us in mind, I told him I can't say that after he's traded because it's tampering.
Good point. Good point. So,
but yeah, you know, he told me he really enjoyed it here. He enjoyed the team. He said he had as much fun this year as he did last year too, which you know, for some of our losses, it hasn't been a lot of fun. But I think it just goes to show you that he still goes out there and he has a lot of fun playing the game, and that's what you have to do. You can't keep that out of focus. If you go out and play the game and have fun with it, it's an easier game to play.
Yeah, most people think, you know, you have a guy like Zach Greinke, one of the better right-handers in baseball, and you just throw him out there and say, you know, what do you got for us from other teams? But it's kind of a pressure type situation for the organization to make sure that you get the most that you can, and I think that perhaps is that why it took a while for you to make the decision?
Yeah, and you know, the rules have changed this year. You know, there's no draft pick for the Angels when they made the deal, so the teams that were involved had to really think hard and heavy through the process. That you know, they got who I consider the best pitcher that's out there and available, but he's a difference maker. He's got a chance to take you, you know, the 2 or 3 levels that you need to get to a World Series, and we fell 2 games short last year. But we don't even get to that point without Zach Greinke. We gave up a really good package to Kansas City. You can see Escobar, how he's coming along. Kane's hitting 300, and Odorizzi's getting close to the big leagues. And I knew that we probably couldn't get the same type of package back, but we got 3 very good players that I'm excited about, and our scouts are excited about. And you know, we sent Craig out on assignment to see Segura. And that, along with a couple other shortstops with the organizations. Our focus was to try to get a shortstop. There's not a lot that were available, and Gene Segura is a very talented, high-energy guy, good speed, steals bases. I just talked to him, and we're going to send him to Double-A, and he'll be there with Hellwig and Pena. And you know, we got some other good players coming along, and I had a general manager tell me today that we were talking, said that we have the best hitting ball club in the Southern League with our Huntsville ball club, Scooter Gennett and Hunter Morris, and you add Segura there. You got three-fourths of our infield are real good prospects. Hunter Morris is having a phenomenal year in Double-A, and then you add the arms of Hellwig and Pena, you know, to the pitching staff there. Hiram Burgos that's there, and you know, Thornburg started there earlier, so we've added some upper level depth to our organization, and it'll depend on the players and our development and how good of players they'll actually be.
Let's look forward to you know, what goes on here in Milwaukee now. You have a pitching spot in the rotation to fill on Sunday. What are the thoughts on that?
Well, Mark Rogers will be here tomorrow, and he's going to pitch on Sunday, so give him an opportunity. And you know, we believe in our young talent. We know that there's going to be some bumps in the road whenever you go that path, but it's in the best interest of the long term of the organization in that. So, there'll be some short-term bumps, but we're still a very talented club. And Zach told me that. He said there's still a lot of talent on this ball club. And while we maybe had our bumps in the road with some late inning losses, Zach liked the talent here, and now we get some infusion of young talent coming along, and a lot of pitching depth coming along. So we're going to run some of them out there and see what we have. Who thought Mike Fiers would be doing what he's doing at this point, and who thought? We never thought Tyler Thornburg would be up here at that particular time. Now Mark Rogers has gone out and had 4 out of 5. Our last reports were a couple of wow performances, and he's ready. Willie Peralta, over his last 7 starts or so, he had a 1 walk, 9 strikeout game last night, and where he struggled earlier, but now the arrow's pointing up for Willie Peralta. So some of those people we're going to get a chance to see.
Well, Mike Fiers with 1 away here in the 2nd inning. Doug Melvin joining us, confirming the reports that Zach Greinke has been traded. Greinke to the Angels. We showed you the particulars, and those 3 players will go to Double-A. Any designs on eventually bringing them to the big leagues this season? September call-ups? Are you willing to go that far yet, or do you need to see what they're all about in your system?
Yeah, we'll wait and see. It's hard. You really don't make promises on that because players could have injuries or their performance may not dictate that as a call-up, and they'll mix in with the other players, and they'll be treated like the other players in the organization to determine what we do in September. So I'm hoping to win as many games out here now, and you never know what can happen. I've seen teams, the Astros a year ago when they traded Pence, Oswald, or a couple years ago, and they went out and won some ball games, and their club was energized. And I don't expect our club to lay down either and go out and win games. So while we have the good young players, we'll determine that. We'll give them a chance to get comfortable with our organization and for us to get comfortable with them.
Now, when you announce a trade like that in the clubhouse, do you make an announcement to the entire team, or is it something that Ron Roenicke addresses, or how does that all go down with the team?
Well, it came late here, so I went down, told Zach, and we obviously couldn't make an announcement until we knew it was finalized. There's a lot goes on when you agree upon the trade. It was 3 hours ago, but you got to medical staff has to connect. The doctors have to connect. You have to go through the contracts, make sure there's nothing there that will cause a problem. So there's a lot of administrative things that have to go on. So the most important thing was for me to go down and tell Zach, and I took great counsel down with me, and we talked to Zach with Ron Roenicke, and then we told the coaching staff, and then Zach knows obviously today with the players. Didn't have a chance. Our players were all spread out through the clubhouse.
Right.
Didn't get a chance to talk to them. But there'll be a point where they'll go down and I may want to address them, or Ron will want to address them. But they know. I think there's no secrets in baseball anymore.
Well, and then by the way, we are, as Mark Concannon reported, Zach Greinke is speaking to the media and down in the clubhouse. And of course, as soon as we have that tape, we'll bring it to you. We'll be able to hear Greinke's thoughts. And Doug Melvin joins us here in the booth. When was the decision made for you? When was there a moment that you said, okay, I'm ready to go ahead and make a trade here? Is there a specific game, a day? Is there something that you can point to that you made up your mind that you were going to trade Zach Greinke?
Well, this last road trip obviously didn't help. When you went 0-6 on the road trip, you take a look. We looked at the schedules. We looked at who the Reds were going to have to play, the Pirates were going to have to play, and we looked at the schedules. We took a look at our own ball club and it wasn't so much the timing of what we really thought, because I still like to think that we can go out and win ball games and get back in a pennant race. But the trade deadline only allows you a week to make a decision. So if you bypass that decision, you could lose out on a lot here. And we just felt that there was an opportunity to maximize the ability to bring back some players, with Zach, and he was in tune with what's going on and that. So we just had to make that decision. But the road trip obviously didn't help with that.
Well, Mike Fiers with 2 outs, a 1-2 count on Leon, and down he goes. A strikeout for Fiers. Well, Doug, thanks a lot for coming up.
Thank you, Brian.
Filling us in on the news,
Thanks,
the trade. And we'll be interested to see these young players, hopefully in the big leagues real soon.
I hope they come up here very soon. Thank you.
Doug Melvin, Brewers general manager, confirming the trade. Zack Greinke to the Angels. Back at Miller Park, no score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Brewers coming up against Ross Detweiler. And it'll be Aramis Ramirez, Corey Hart, and Ricky Weeks. Now, we mentioned Zack Greinke speaking to the media in the clubhouse just as we were interviewing Doug Melvin. We had a camera down there, and as this inning progresses, we would like to air that interview. You can hear from Zack Greinke. It's not very long. You wouldn't expect anything less. But listen in to the thoughts of Zack Greinke upon hearing the news has been traded to the Angels.
Most of my time here is a lot of fun. Have a great team, great group of guys. Everyone gets along. It's fun to come to the clubhouse. It's probably surprising that everyone could still get along as good and when we're not playing good. Where most teams, if you're playing good, you get along. If you're not playing good, you usually aren't getting along. But here, it's a great group of guys.
What about going to the Angels? What's your reaction to where you're going?
Should be fun. Got a great team. I think they're at least after the first month, I think they struggled. They've been one of the best teams in baseball, and definitely a lot of talent there. A lot of great players, good pitching. I mean, the pitching staff will be pretty incredible.
What's your travel plans?
I got to call the guy pretty soon, but going to Anaheim.
Did you talk to Jerry DePato?
Yeah, real quick. Just I guess he called Doug while they were telling me, so I talked to him for like a minute.
Zach, Doug told us that he would have preferred to keep you here. Could you just give your version of why that didn't work out on your end?
It's a business decision, I guess, is the best way to describe it. That's just how baseball is. But I enjoyed it here. They say they enjoyed having me, and hopefully the guys they got for me end up helping out, because I know the guys that gave up to Kansas City for me, some of them have turned out pretty good. So hopefully same story here.
Would you be open to returning to the Brewers if they come after you on the free agent market?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't talked about anything going on with free agency, but I mean, like I said, I loved it here, so it'll definitely be a possibility.
Just a couple more. You pitching on Sundays after that?
I couldn't tell you for sure, so I don't know exactly. I'm guessing yes, but I don't know for sure.
Zach, how would you say your 1.5 years came out here? Last year 2 wins away from the World Series. This year a disappointing team.
Yeah, I really feel like I could have done a lot more, but especially in the playoffs last year. I guess everyone could do more, but I feel like I'm upset with how that worked out. And this year, you could always do more. It feels like, but we went pretty far, and it was a lot of fun. That was definitely the most fun I've had ever playing baseball.
Thanks.
And that was Zach Greinke just a moment ago in the Brewers clubhouse. That was on tape, and some great questions there. And Zach certainly enjoyed his time here. That's what I got out of that interview, and I think he's right. He joins a ball club in the Angels that, what a pitching staff, what a starting rotation now for the Angels as they start to build toward it. And one thing that needs to be mentioned, Ron Roenicke in his time with the Angels, he certainly knows these players well as Ricky Weeks singles into left field. All three players that the Brewers get in return for Zach Greinke were all in the organization when Greinke was a member of the coaching staff there with the Angels. So I'm sure Roenicke had plenty to offer. And Doug Melvin told us that it was Craig Counsell who actually went out and scouted the young shortstop, Jean Segura.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for the young shortstop to make it to the major leagues. He was actually with the team with the Angels. Brewers are going to send him down to the minor leagues, and you gotta be happy for Zach Greinke. And wasn't his decision to be traded, but he gets right into the thick of a pennant race again. So maybe another opportunity for Greinke to get to the World Series.
Greinke made the statement that when asked about future contract or an extension, he said, well, let's just call it a business decision. And
right.
That's a pretty good way to put it, because Zach Greinke, especially when you consider Cole Hamels just signed a monster contract for $144 million. Greinke now becomes the most highly touted free agent at the end of the season. As Weeks ends up at second base, the ball drifting into the outfield grass. Ricky Weeks at second base now after the wild pitch, and a runner in scoring position.
Well, Ricky's showing some good heads up. Brewer base runners need to be very aggressive on their secondary leads, because Leone has struggled defensively. That's either a wild pitch or a pass ball, one of the two. That was like a ball that should have been handled by the Nationals catcher. Squirted away, and Ricky now in scoring position.
Two and 0 to Lucroy, and he takes a strike. Now Lucroy in his second game back, 2 months on the disabled list with a broken right hand, and catching Mike Fiers for the first time. Lucroy thrived in spots like this prior to the injury. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. And a little tapper toward third. That is going to roll foul, and a wise choice by Zimmerman. Well, just again, if you're joining us for the first time, there's been a trade. Zach Greinke traded to the Angels, and Jean Segura is the key piece in that trade, the shortstop, who actually was in the major leagues with the Angels but has spent most of the year in Double-A Arkansas in the Texas League. Jean Segura and pitchers Johnny Helwig and Ariel Pena. All three of these players were together in Double-A, and Doug Melvin just told us that all three of these guys will report to Double-A Huntsville. Back to the box, and Detweiler will make the play to end the inning. So the Brewers get a couple of hits, come up empty in the second. No score from Miller Park.
top three. Crew in the community, the Brewer Wives Grand Slam Golden Mixer event. It benefits the Foundation for Families with Cancer, for children with cancer. It is this Sunday at 5 o'clock at Stonefire Pizza in New Berlin. Christina Hart and Stephanie Markham are with us right here. Ladies, a pleasure to have you on the show. And Stephanie, a fun event. All kinds of players and coaches are going to be here. Tell us some of the highlights of the event on Sunday.
Well, probably our favorite part as well as the players' parts are getting to play games. So starting at 6 to 7:30, we're going to rotate every 15 minutes. We'll kind of follow our husbands around, make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to.
Which is what you do anyway, right?
Exactly. So it's like everyday task. Only they get to have fun this time instead of hearing us kind of, chop, let's go, clean the dishes, whatever. So they're going to get to play skee ball and bumper cars. And what else is there?
Race cars. Motorcycle race cars, so it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun for the fans, a lot of the fun's for the fans coming out, and you guys do so much for the community. How gratifying is it for you to give back?
It's fantastic. All of us wives love giving back to the community, and we're excited about this event and future events.
Well, ladies, congratulations on your efforts. Good luck on Sunday, and watch out for those husbands, will you?
We have to every day. Thank you.
All right, guys, a great event for a great cause coming up this weekend in New Berlin.
Yeah, and we support it wholeheartedly. Matter of fact, we've offered one of our booth visits as a prize. So we encourage all of you who are going to be auctioning now, don't let that thing get swept under the rug. We have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, don't make us look bad. Like $50.
Oh no, that's a big value. That's 4 tickets, a trip to the booth.
I mean, we give those to a lot of charities, and they get upwards of $600-700.
Yeah. Well, Mike Fiers keeps it rolling here. Another strikeout. That is his third as he strikes out the Nationals pitcher. I was just texting with the Angels play-by-play announcer Victor Rojas, who said the Angels have not decided whether Greinke will pitch on Sunday or not just yet. That's Greinke's normal turn. It's the one thing that was kind of left out there during that interview with Zach.
Might let him get settled. You figure it's going to take him a while to get settled in California. And we know that Zach and all starting pitchers very much creatures of habit. So let's give him some time to assimilate into the American League again.
Steve Lombardozzi, the Nationals leadoff hitter, batting for the second time. That's going to be quite a ball club there in Huntsville. They already had a very talented team. I know a lot of fans wondering why Gene Segura not promoted directly to the major leagues. He is just 22 years of age and was in AA Arkansas before his call up. He was just called up to the Angels on the 24th of July last Tuesday. And you could just sense, Doug Melvin wants to, as he said, let's get these guys into the system, get them into the minor league system, indoctrinate them into the Brewers way down there. And you never know, Doug wouldn't commit, but
I mean, think
certainly
about it.
Expect to see them sooner than later.
Yeah, think about it. If you're that young shortstop, you're the guy replacing Zach Greinke, and I would imagine the fans would expect a lot out of that kid. So I think it makes a lot of sense to keep him down in the minor leagues and let him get settled, if you will. And you never know how long it's going to take to see him here in Milwaukee. But that would be a lot of pressure on that kid.
Sure thing. Now, rosters will expand on September 1st, and that would be a likely target date. You never know what the Brewers front office is thinking, but we'll get him a chance to get settled, and he'll be able to do it with a couple of his teammates, and I'm sure that'll help the transition a little bit. Harry Opeña and John Helmick, a couple of pitchers. Segura is putting up great numbers in AA Arkansas in the Texas League. A .294 average, had 33 stolen bases, 7 homers. There's a strike called as Fiers rings up Lombardozzi. Strikeout number 4.
Yeah, real good command of that fastball once again for Mike Fiers. Check it out, right on the corner. And Lucroy holding it right there for home plate umpire Paul Schreiber. Hey, this Sunday the Brewers take on the Nationals. All fans in attendance get a Bob Uecker bobblehead, compliments of Time Warner Cable. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or go to Brewers.com.
Expecting a big crowd on Sunday for the Bob Uecker bobblehead. Still a few tickets available, though, as Bryce Harper lifts one in the air center field, and Gomez will make the catch, and Mike fires. The swirl of activity around Miller Park just keeps on rolling. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Now tomorrow, Fox Saturday Baseball brings you the Red Sox and the New York Yankees, AL East rivals. Fox Saturday Baseball begins at 2:30 p.m. Central, only on Fox. Starting play today, the Yankees tied for the best record in the big leagues with the Nationals. The Yankees have a 7.5 game lead over the Orioles, while the Red Sox are 10.5 back of the Yankees in last place in the division, but only a game under 500. They're still very much in the wild card picture in the American League. Cody Ransom leading for the Brewers. Brewers with 2 hits off Detweiler in the second inning. A double play wiped out the first hit. Lucroy bounced out to the mound to end the inning. As Ransom pops this one a mile high. That'll end up in the seats. Cody Ransom checking on the fan in the stands. And it looks like everybody's okay down there. One-two from Detweiler. Ransom fouls it back. Well, now that Zach Greinke has been traded, you start to wonder who will be next. Brian Dempster's name surfacing a great deal. Thing about Dempster with the Cubs, he has 10-5 rights. 10 years with 10 years in the big leagues, 5 years with the same team. So he has no tradability on that contract. He's already reportedly turned down a trade opportunity to the Braves. Dodgers have been talked about. Josh Johnson has been rumored. Marlins might be looking to move Josh Johnson. Matt Garza's name is out there, although he had to leave, as Dale Swaim reported, with an injury his last time out.
Be an interesting weekend, to say the least, around baseball.
The trade deadline ends on Tuesday as Ransom goes into right center. Bernardina will run it down for out number 1. Carsoup.com email the booth question. Bigger surprise in the National League, Nationals or Pirates? Asks Mitch in Park Falls. What do you think, Rob?
It's kind of a flip of a coin, isn't it? Well, you figure that both Davey Johnson and Clint Hurdle are going to be battling it out for Manager of the Year if things continue the way they seem to be going right now. Two of the best records in the National League, all of baseball, all coming in the by the way of the pitching staffs. Both of them are doing it via the pitching. I think that the Nationals certainly coming into this season, I think everybody thought that they had a chance to be good, not so much with the Pirates. So I think maybe the Pirates at this point might be more of a surprise than Washington.
I would agree with you. Well, the Pirates have a great bullpen, as do the Nationals. Only getting stronger. Pittsburgh made a move. They acquired Wandy Rodriguez from the Astros as Fire strikes out. That was last week. Not sure if the Pirates are going to be more active. I'm sure they'll be looking for some pieces. As far as the Nationals go, those that I've talked to who follow this team every day said, you know, the Nationals are counting on their big trade and a member of their own organization when they get Jason Worth back next week. So that is a huge bat to return.
Ian Desmond is going to be back.
Desmond, the all-star shortstop. Aoki pops this one up, and LaRoche makes an easy catch. Inning over. Brewers go quietly in the third. No score as we head to the fourth.
Highlighted today's game so far, Ross Detweiler and Mike Fiers. Detweiler has given up a couple of base hits, no walks, and he struck out a batter. He got help from a double play ball in the second inning. Mike Fiers has yet to give up a base hit through 3 innings and has held the Nationals off the board. But big news of the day, the trade to the Anaheim Angels. Zach Greinke going to the Angels for a shortstop and a couple of other double-A pitchers.
And all 3 of those players coming from the Angels will head to Double-A Huntsville. John Helmig and Ariel Pena, the 2 pitchers. Helmig and Pena, both 23 years of age, both with very good numbers at Double-A. And Gene Segura is the big shortstop prospect, #1 prospect in the Angels system. 22-year-old Dominican-born shortstop. Hit .294 in Double-A Arkansas this year. Although he actually comes to the Brewers from the big league Angels. He was promoted last week. A couple of years ago, Segura stole 50 bases in the Midwest League in Cedar Rapids. So he is a base stealer with a plus arm, we hear. He's got some power. We'll see how he moves along in the Brewers minor league system. Puts Craig Counsell on the hot seat, does it not?
Well, he was right about Aoki.
Doug Melvin mentioned to us, he joined us in the second inning and said, yeah, he sent Craig Counsell to go scout Segura. So we lay this one on Counts.
That's not bad. That's a lot of confidence in a guy that played baseball in the major leagues last year. Not a whole lot of experience in scouting, and the Brewers relied heavily on Counsell to give an opinion on Aoki, whether to make a run at him. That turned out to be a good decision, and I hope the same for Segura.
Ball and 2 strikes on Ryan Zimmerman. Fires already with 4 strikeouts and make it 5. Mike Fiers keeps it rolling.
Good breaking ball, and he had Zimmerman really way out in front on 2 curveballs in that at bat. Nice job. 5 punch outs.
AT&T trivia question. Which national player hit 2 grand slams at Miller Park on July 27th, 2009? I'll never forget it.
We almost got hit by both of them.
Yeah, we were out that day. Rock and I did a broadcast from the Harley Davidson deck. And that particular player was taking aim at us.
And we just saw that particular player. No, we didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. Twice. If the particular player you're thinking about is the particular player I'm thinking about. And that particular player has actually been circulating in the trade rumors himself as Adam LaRoche with a base hit. So the first hit for the Nationals comes in the 4th inning.
The guy I was thinking of was playing third base for the Phillies, but that's not who it was.
No, that's the wrong guy, Rob.
That's the wrong guy, but I remember who it was now. Change up coming off the corner as I change the subject as I move on. Boy, good job by Adam LaRoche staying back on a changeup. First hit for Washington. A little flare into center field.
Here's Michael Morse. He walked in the 2nd inning. 2 walks issued by Fiers to go along with his 5 Ks. And a big curveball missed. A big power hitter, Michael Morse. Missed the first 2 months of the season, had a lat injury. And when you watch him swing, you can understand why. Big cut, bouncing ball, chance for 2. Ransom to Weeks to Hart. And a double play that ends the inning. 4 scoreless for Mike Fiers. Gomez, Braun, and Ramirez coming up. Brewers turn a nice double play to win the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning. Mike Fiers pitching another dandy here through the first 4. And the Brewers will have some muscle coming up here. Powerball home run count. Gomez has been the home run hitter lately. 3 home runs in his last 4 games. 8 home runs on the Powerball home run leaderboard. And Gomez has pushed his way onto this list. Braun still leads the club and leads the National League with 28.
4 home runs if you count that one that went foul in Philly.
Yes. 3 home runs, 4 home run trots. Or in Gomez's case, a home run sprint.
Yeah, he's locked in right now. He's feeling good at the plate. Talked to him today before the game. He's seeing it pretty well. And home run he hit yesterday, Henry Rodriguez threw that one at 98 miles an hour. Turned it around into center field.
Detweiler deals him a strike on the inside corner. Detweiler has a good fastball, and that was at 94 miles an hour.
And he throws it a lot. I mean, he throws a good 85% of his pitches are fastballs. Curveball and a changeup. When you talk to the folks that follow this ball club, they'll tell you that his season turned around when he started to rely on the fastball a lot more.
Well, the last 4 games for Gomez, those 3 home runs, he's driven in 7. Been running wild on the bases as well. This is the kind of potential the Brewers would like to see surface for Gomez as he swings and misses, rung up by Laz Diaz. Unable to check his swing.
That breaking ball down in the dirt, and Gomez just dialed up for that fastball, just couldn't hold up, and he went.
So here's Braun. One of the themes in Mike Fiers' starts is very low scoring games. Fiers does his part very well. Unfortunately, the Brewers haven't scored a whole lot of runs for Mike Fiers, especially recently. Thus the 3-4 record for Mike Fiers, despite an earned run average of 196.
His last 3 starts, the Brewers have scored a combined 3 runs, including a 2-1 loss at Cincinnati.
Two and 1 to Braun, and a drive down the right field line, slicing, foul. He can hit him a long way to that direction. Braun started the day with a batting average of .314, 8th in the league to start play today. Andrew McCutchen still leads the league, hitting .368. But the 28 homers, 6 better than McCutchen. And Braun 3rd in the league in RBIs as he swings and misses. Detweiler strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Detweiler gives him 3.
And another breaking ball. He got Gomez on it, and now Ryan Braun. That back foot breaking pitch. And Brawny right over the top of it.
Time now to take a look at our Jimmy John's high-speed delivery. Detweiler has been as fast as 96. Fiers getting all those strikeouts with a fastball topping out at 89.
Looked like a changeup that Ramirez is out in front.
Taking a few extra minutes here to shake it off. Back with a fastball, and Ramirez is late. 0-2 the count. Aramis Ramirez, second in the National League in doubles. Trying to keep his hot month of July going. Brewers mired in their longest losing streak of the season, 7 consecutive losses. And today trading away their best pitcher, Zach Greinke. So hoping to do a quick rebuild for the Brewers. It's not an organization that has to be taken down to scratch to start over.
Absolutely not. I mean, you got the pieces that all you need to do is fill a couple of holes, you know, retool the bullpen a little bit, and you get right back at it. Going to be very interesting. Looking forward to seeing Mark Rogers pitch on Sunday.
Now Mark Rogers, Doug Melvin announced that he will get the start Sunday in Greinke's place.
He's been throwing well. He talked about Willie Peralta. Zach Greinke gone, and we got 2 other free agent starters that may be gone at the end of the year, Randy Wolf and Sean Markham. So you figure you got some young blood that can perhaps fill in, hopefully as good as Mike Fiers has.
Ramirez drives one into gap right center, and Harper lays out. The ball pops out of his glove. On his way to second, Ramirez with a double.
The second base umpire did not see it. And Harper kind of just put it in the glove without really making much of an effort to make a throw. I think he might have been called out. But the second base umpire, Tim Estabrook, really didn't have an opportunity to get too far out there. It hits the ground, but I'll tell you, at normal speed, nobody would have known it right there. He just kind of throws it back into the glove at the angle that the home plate umpire was. Right there, you can see it clearly. That's where a replay might come into play. Good job by Bryce Harper to keep it from going to the wall, or Ramirez might have been at third base.
Ramirez safe at second, safe and secure in New York Life. Another double for Aramis Ramirez, his 34th of the season. He's just 2 behind Joey Votto now for the National League lead.
Been doing a lot of damage to the opposite field lately, last couple of weeks.
Corey Hart deep to left, way back, and there it goes. Corey Hart, a 2-out, 2-run homer, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead.
Fastballs, and Detweiler got a little bit too much of the plate with that one, and Corey Hart rides it on out of here right down the middle, and Corey able to pull it right down the left field line on an 0-1 pitch. Look at that extension. And Corey gives that one a ride. 2 outs, nobody on, double homer, and a lead for Mike Fiers.
So Corey Hart with home run number 18 for the season, gives him 49 runs batted in.
Johnny Nairn before the game saying that Detweiler likes the fastball and he throws a lot of them. Got a couple of strikeouts on breaking pitches and made a mistake on Hart with the fastball.
There's the Brewers hitting coach. First home run for Corey Hart since the 16th of July. Home against the Cardinals here at Miller Park. And if you know the pattern of Corey Hart, we've certainly seen him over the last few years. He is a streaky hitter when it comes to home runs. He can get them in bunches in a hurry. And hopefully he's on one of those streaks right now that'll get him started. As Weeks takes a strike.
Well, a power hitter, you get extension, you allow them to get their arms extended. Even on a fastball that was middle in, you can see Corey, that shot on the left, the way he pops those hips open, that gets the bat through the hitting zone, and he's able to keep that pitch fair. Middle in, pull the hands in, and he's certainly got enough power to knock it out of here down the line. Usually Corey hits him high and far. That was a line drive.
Full count to Weeks. And that one's ripped to center field. Bernardina back, can't get there. One hopper off the wall. And Ricky Weeks is in with a double. And he is starting to heat up at the plate. Had a 4-hit game in Philadelphia on Wednesday. Weeks had a hit yesterday, was 1 for 3. Now 2 more against the Nationals today.
And he had a home run off of Detweiler last year when the Brewers and Nationals matched up, and hits a bullet into center field. Well, get Ricky going, get him on a hot streak.
Double number 19 for Weeks to go along with his 10 homers. And here is Jonathan Lucroy.
All this with 2 outs and nobody on. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning.
Yeah, Detweiler struck out Gomez and Braun, had Ramirez to 2 strikes. Ramirez doubled. Hart followed with a home run. And now Weeks at second for Lucroy. Lucroy hit .345 leading up to the injury. That injury occurred in late May while the Brewers were in Los Angeles. Just returned yesterday. Jonathan Lucroy spent some time on a minor league rehab. He played in 4 games in Single A with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, and then a couple of games in AAA Nashville. He said once he could grip the bat with his right hand, his top hand, then everything was good to go. The process went a lot faster.
He said that was about 2 weeks ago and never had a setback. I think it was lucky for Lucroy that it was actually his throwing hand and not his catching hand, and he was able to keep himself in shape catching bullpens. If he broke the left hand, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
It's ironic that that's the second time Lucroy has had a broken bone in his right hand. Remember, prior to the season, last season, had a broken pinky finger. As Lucroy draws the walk. First and second now with 2 outs.
Well, after having trouble with a fastball to Ramirez, Hart, and Weeks, he tried to get Lucroy in a couple of high fastballs. Then he tried to nibble with off-speed pitches, and Jonathan didn't bite.
Quick trip to the mound for Steve McCatty, the Nationals pitching coach. Ross Detweiler, his first 5 games started this year, he was 3-1 with a 1.59 ERA. He was off to a great start, but then he struggled in mid-May. Was eventually taken out of the starting rotation. Returned to the rotation a month later in late June. He's put up pretty good numbers, and those who cover him every day say that the fastball has been the key to his turnaround. He was using it a great deal early in the season, kind of got away from it, and it knocked him out of the rotation. But the fastball emphasis is what has gotten him back in here, and I think the Brewers looking for that fastball as much as they can as Ransom fouls a fastball away.
They gave up 13 runs in 3 starts before being demoted to the bullpen, and wasn't able to get any further than the 5th inning, and that's what got him out of the rotation and worked his way back.
One ball, 1 strike on Cody Ransom. And the runners go. Swing and a miss. Throw goes to second base, and the tag is in time. Lucroy gunned down. He got a late break. The smart throw from Leon. Corey Hart gives the Brewers the lead. Breaks a scoreless ball game with a 2-run homer.
Well, Corey Hart 2-run homer gives Mike Fiers and the Brewers a 2-0 lead in the top of the 5th. It's a nice time of the game winner. Bourbon's Bar in Cumberland, that's northern Wisconsin. If the Tavern Contact calls the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. What do we got here?
That's a braiding of the hair, and that was not expected. It's like a secret talent that is now public.
I don't think she's buying in, but she's not doing much about it.
He said, I can do that. Let me do that. Gonna tie it in a knot. That tells you he's a good fisherman, right?
Not necessarily. Not all fishermen know how to braid hair, believe me.
It's a little irony there. When you got girls, though, look, he did it. He won a bet. Now go get your dad a beer. Mike Fiers back on the mound now, pitching with a lead as Espinosa leads off here in the 5th inning. Danny Espinosa taking over at the shortstop position for Ian Desmond, playing a lot of second base for the Nationals prior to that. But shortstop is his natural position, and it's paid off at the plate for Espinosa. Fiers just missed with a curveball.
Pretty good up the middle when you have Espinosa and Ian Desmond short and second. And both of them very athletic.
Espinosa was hitless yesterday, snapped an 11-game hit streak. During that streak, and that covers most of the time at shortstop, Espinosa hit .432. Not a middle infielder in the National League with more doubles than Danny Espinosa. He has 26 doubles to start play today. Bouncing ball to Weeks. And Fiers as his first man out here in the 5th. Got some activity going on around Major League Baseball. The Atlanta Braves were in heavy on Greinke, reportedly so. But they made an acquisition of Ben Sheets, and he's back at it. His first 2 starts for the Braves, he combined for 12 innings and no runs.
He finally gave up a run. He's got a .50 earned run average. He's through 6.
And how about that? drives in his first run of the year. Ben Sheets still has the power curveball going. 4 strikeouts, 6 innings, 6 hits so far for Sheets, and just the 1 run allowed. And he's matching up today against Cole Hamels, his first start after signing the big extension with the Phillies. What a story Ben Sheets could be for the Atlanta Braves.
6 innings in each of his first 3 starts.
The teams that were rumored to be engaged in discussions with the Brewers for Zach Greinke, the Angels, the Rangers, White Sox, Braves, all those teams make sense. And it was the Angels who won it.
That's not a bad starting rotation.
Wow. Zach Greinke put it best. Said put me in that rotation makes it pretty incredible. And it's not arrogance he speaks from. Right now, the Angels have 2 pitchers in the top 6 in the American League in earned run average. Jared Weaver leads the league in ERA at 2.26. As Bernardina flies out, 2 outs for Fiers. Jared Weaver leads the American League, and C.J. Wilson is 6th in the league at 2.89 earned run average. You played in Anaheim. I never could figure out if that was a hitter's park or a pitcher's park.
Well, it was a hitter's park before they put all the stone and everything out there. And it wasn't like that when I played, but it was completely enclosed back in those days. And it was a very good hitter's ballpark. There wasn't a whole lot of breeze, and particularly in the day. During the day, ball jumped out of there. Like it does in a lot of parks. It's much better to hit in the daytime than at night as far as ball traveling. But yeah, it was a good hitter's park.
We were there a couple of years ago in interleague play. Does it play in your mind similar to Dodger Stadium at night, or
no?
It's still a hitter's park even at night.
Absolutely, it's not even close. Aren't many that play like Dodger Stadium.
One of the great pitchers' parks in baseball. Swing and a miss. Mike Fiers on 3 pitches. Strikes out Sandy Leon. Another good inning for Mike Fiers. 2-0 Brewers. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Great to have you with us tonight. Game 2 of this 4-game series with the first place Nationals from Miller Park, Milwaukee. A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers Baseball Club. Cody Ransom will lead off. He was at the plate when Lucroy was caught stealing to end the fourth. Brewers scored a couple of runs in the fourth inning on a 2-run home run by Corey Hart. Brewers have announced their pitching rotation the rest of this series. Tomorrow it'll be Randy Wolf against Jordan Zimmerman, the Wisconsin native. And then Mark Rogers will start for the Brewers on Sunday, replacing Zach Greinke. Greinke traded to the Angels. Rogers has been pitching well in the Brewers minor league system. And he'll match up against Gio Gonzalez, one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. Gonzalez.
Look forward to seeing him. Heard a lot about him all summer. How about that starting rotation? We started to talk about it with the Angels. Zach Greinke joins Jared Weaver, Dan Herron, C.J. Wilson, Irvin Santana. Wow.
Yeah, Weaver threw a no-hitter earlier this year, the league's leader in earned run average. Santana has a no-hitter on his baseball card. And they've got Pujols, and they have one of the game's most exciting young players, Mike Trout. I didn't think he could steal the show from Albert Pujols, but Trout has been able to do it.
Yeah, Trumbo, big home run hitter. And oh yeah, they have Torrey Hunter and Albert Pujols. They're going to make a run. They're going to give the Texas Rangers all they can handle down the stretch last couple of months.
Well, the Rangers lost Colby Lewis for the year, so they were in desperate need of a starting pitcher. They'll have to set their sights elsewhere now. Ransom takes a called strike 3, gets rung up on a low fastball. Just caught the bottom of the strike zone, according to Paul Schreiber. Yeah, this is what the Angels rotation will look like, Rock. Weaver still at the front. Greinke, Wilson, Dan Herron.
Yeah.
Irvin Santana. Herron just coming back from an injury. See what they get out of him.
And he got the offense to back it up. Got off to a very slow start. April was a disaster for the Angels and Albert Pujols, but things have turned around for both.
Well, Mike Fiers goes down quickly. He's still searching for that first big league hit, Rock. He actually tweeted that earlier today.
It's coming. It's coming.
At least he'll get his chances.
It's like sales, you know. Every no, you're closer to a yes.
Nice. Speaking of a failed salesman.
Right. It was fun, though.
I'm glad your sales career didn't work out so well. You make a fine TV analyst, Rock.
A lot more fun, I'll tell you that.
So 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts, and Nori Aoki. 5 strikeouts for Detweiler. Fiers has 6 Ks. Aoki in a bit of a slide here lately. He's been pushing a 300 batting average most of the season. He's down to 277. That one inside the bag, down the left field line. Aoki on his way to second base with a double. A 2-out double for Nori Aoki.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Just slapping that ball down the third baseline. He continues to have good success against left-handed pitching. A breaking ball that stayed up.
No, he didn't try and pull it, just kind of slaps it down there, and another double from Milwaukee after 2 are out. This inning's shaping up just like the fourth.
Two to nothing Brewers, and looking for more here in the 5th inning with Carlos Gomez coming up. And Steve McCatty on his way back out to the mound. There is activity in the Nationals bullpen. Craig Stammen is loosening for Washington.
Probably getting ready for Ryan Braun, I would imagine. Not sure if they're going to go get Stammen for Gomez. Let's see. It looks like they're stalling for time out there in the mound.
Does the pitching coach say, look, I'm going to stand here for a minute and I'm going to stall? Or does he actually go through some stuff?
No, I did that once in college when I was catching. That didn't turn out well. It was kind of a senior pitcher.
You freaked him out.
He didn't like that. I went out there and said, I don't have anything to say. The coach wanted me to come out here, give the reliever some time to get ready.
That's always encouraging.
I'm just too honest.
I shall not tell a lie. Aoki takes off and he'll steal third easily without a throw. Got a huge jump.
Yeah, standing up.
Such a smart player, Aoki. He knows Detweiler's sole focus is on the hitter, and look how many steps he takes before the pitch is released. That's his 12th steal.
He's got about 4 or 5 steps on his way to third before the ball's on its way to home.
It's one of those stories where you have to know you can make it. You never want to make the third out at third base, but now it brings in a few more scoring opportunities. Wild pitch, pass ball, infield hit perhaps.
Balk. Error. 5 ways you can score from third that you cannot score from second with 2 outs, and you named them all.
I named 2 of them, I think.
Oh, did I name the others?
You cleaned it up. That's what makes you such a great analyst, Rob.
Just pay attention, that's all.
Two and two to Gomez, and a line drive, base hit. There's one of the 5. Aoki scores, and it's 3-0 Brewers.
Gomez able to jump all over that high breaking pitch from Detweiler. I would imagine that's going to be it for Detweiler, the left-hander. They got Stammen out there in the bullpen. Well, the strikeout to Gomez last time up came on a breaking pitch, but it was down in the dirt. That one up in the zone, and he's able to hammer it in the left.
2-out RBI for Carlos Gomez. Well, he's really swinging a hot bat now. Davey Johnson will take the ball from Detweiler, and the left-hander is out. We'll set up the new hurler when we come back. Craig Stammen. is a 2-out RBI single. Plating Nori Aoki gives the Brewers a 3-0 lead, and it also chases the National starting pitcher Ross Detweiler. Double switch here. Corey Brown will take over in center field. And he'll hit in the 9th spot, and Craig Stammen is the new pitcher, Rock.
Yeah, he's been outstanding this year. Earned run average under 2 with 52 punch outs and a little over 54 innings of work. And Stammen with those 36 appearances. He's second in the National League in the innings amongst relievers with 54 1/3.
So here is Braun with 2 away. 3-0 Milwaukee. A 2-run homer with 2 outs off the bat of Corey Hart. That was last inning, his 18th home run of the year. And Gomez delivers a 2-out hit. All 3 runs with 2 away. Braun trying to add to it. Gomez has 17 steals this year. He's been caught 4 times. And there he goes. Got a great jump. Braun just backs out and lets him run. The ball's into center field. Gomez ends up at third base.
Well, every throw that Leon has made down to second base has tailed, and that one not even close. Well, you have lazy feet, that arm drops, and that's what happens. Look at the tail. Watch his throw as it ends up into center field, not even close. And Gomez recognizing it right away, getting to third base. They get on top of those throws and they stay straight. An arm drops, and that's what happens right there. You leave your infielder. You leave him out to dry.
And now Braun chases one in the dirt. 0-2 the count on Ryan Braun. Give credit to Braun. He just backed off. He saw Gomez get a great jump. It's amazing what he sees, the presence he has at the plate. And he just backed out of there, let Gomez steal the base. But now he's down 0-2. And Braun just shoots one into right field, a base hit. Gomez scores.
How about that?
Just an incredible piece of hitting by Ryan Braun.
I mean, that just, you just don't see guys able to do that. I mean, most hitters just happy to foul it off, get a piece of it, and live to see another pitch. But Ryan Braun, that plate coverage is unbelievable. Look at this. Are you kidding me? That's unbelievable. He's out in front. You can still see he's able to get on top of that baseball and hit a line drive into right field. It ought to be Ryan Braun to have that kind of confidence to do that. Man,
it just finds the barrel. Another 2-out RBI hit. The Brewers with back-to-back 2-out hits in this inning, producing runs. Gomez and Braun. 3 straight hits with 2 outs.
You would think that we wouldn't be amazed when we see that, but it's remarkable what he's able to do up there at the plate.
That brings back an old term that was used a long time ago. Batsman. Ryan Braun is a skilled batsman.
A batsman with how many? 28 homers?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Ramirez pops this one up foul territory, and it's going to stay playable. And unable to make the catch is Sandy Leon. He's having a rough day back there.
Well, Leon is one of those guys that is in the lineup because of his bat. He's a switch hitter. He swings the bat extremely well. A bit challenged behind home plate. We've seen him have a tough time making throws, and that's certainly a play that he should have made.
Oh, 0-2 the count on Ramirez. Braun's got a nice lead over at first as well. And always a threat to run. Aramis Ramirez has 2 hits tonight, a single and a double. Another check on Braun. Stammen takes a little while to unwind to the plate, but he does have a quick move to first.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to have a good move to first or be quick to home plate to hold runners. A lot of different ways to do it.
Able to lay off. Tough breaking ball from Stammen. A ball and 2 strikes on Ramirez. Two and two. Drawn with a nice lead. And there he goes. And Ramirez takes a ball. Thrown to second is late. Another stolen base. Ryan Braun with his 18th steal.
Brewers have made it known right from the beginning that they're going to run. Been very aggressive on the bases. Number 18 for Braun this year. Big lead, and he takes off. And you're right, Stammen takes a while to get rid of it. And a high throw from Leon.
Braun and Gomez tied atop the club high for stolen bases, each with 18. And each with stolen bases in this inning. Now 3 and 2. Ramirez was down 0 and 2 as he rips one deep left center. And that is way back and gone. Aramis Ramirez. A 2-run homer. And the Brewers returning the favor from last night. It's now 6-0 Milwaukee. Number 12 for Ramirez. Brings him a triple away from the cycle in this game.
Yeah, have a night. A hanging breaking ball from Stammen. There it is, right down the middle. Ramirez able to wait back, and he knew it was gone right away. Brewers have been pretty good with 2 outs and nobody on in this game. Back-to-back innings where the first 2 struck out, and then the Brewers able to put some big offense together. Ramirez with the big fly to left.
As Corey Hart hits a rocket to short, Espinoza picks it up and makes the play. And the side is retired. 6 runs tonight, all with 2 outs. And Aramis Ramirez stays red hot. A blast into left center. 6-0 Brewers.
Off the 6 for the Washington Nationals, the center fielder, number 10, Corey Brown.
6-0. The Brewers have the lead. A 2-run homer by Aramis Ramirez, capping off a 4-run inning. All runs with 2 outs. And now Mike Fiers, a man who has not received much run support this season, is getting a boatload here tonight. Corey Brown leads off. It's his first at bat. He came in on the double switch. Fiers with 6 strikeouts. Has faced 2 over the minimum. He's issued 2 walks in this game. Nationals have just 1 hit. That was Adam LaRoche. But that was quickly wiped out with a double play. Brown only 5 at-bats this year, as he bounces one foul.
And Fiers continues to have good success and good location with his curveball. Got a big break on it, able to keep it down in the strike zone. And that's what makes that fastball so effective at only 90 miles an hour.
Got him. Fiers.
There it is.
Strikes him out with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball.
I gave him a little bit too much credit at 90, but it's all because of that curveball. He's able to throw it for strikes. The big curveball and the high fastball works pretty well.
Back to our AT&T trivia question. Which Nationals player hit 2 grand slams at Miller Park on July 27th of '09? And it was Josh Willingham, now of the Minnesota Twins.
Not a bad day.
That was in a back-to-back at-bats as well, or consecutive at-bats. Just 8 RBIs. Lombardozzi playing for his hometown team. Son of a former big leaguer by the same name, Steve Lombardozzi. And he grew up in the D.C. area.
Yeah, Father Steve was a middle infielder. I remember him with the Twins. A right-handed batter. Not the same size.
Lombardozzi in his rookie season. A natural infielder, but he was swinging such a good bat earlier this year that Davey Johnson was using him in the outfield as he rips that one back up the middle, a base hit. Just the second hit allowed by Fiers. Now we take you back to July 27th of '09. Josh Willingham, the 2 grand slams against the Brewers. That one almost hit us. We were out there on the Harley Davidson deck that night.
Yep.
And we haven't been out there since.
And that's why.
Outside of the 2 grand slams and the lopsided loss to the Nationals,
it was fun.
I enjoyed myself thoroughly out there.
Right.
Harley Davidson deck. Got some nice TVs out there. Good flat screens. Good food. Bryce Harper with 1 away. Squares to bunt. Pulls it back. Interesting. There they are. They'll be waving here shortly.
They have a good time out there. Good folks. It was not fair. We're out there with monitors and headsets and working while everybody else is at the buffet.
Yeah.
Drinking down a nice cold beverage. I kept telling them, don't act like you're having so much fun, please.
We have fun all the time, but there's a different level of fun that they were having. It's always a good spot. Always encourage folks to stop by the HD Museum as well, the Harley Davidson Museum, which is not too far from Miller Park. 2-0. Harper takes one outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Sixth inning, the Brewers with a 6-0 lead. Fires against Bryce Harper with one away. And he takes ball 4.
Unusual control issues for Mike Fiers. 3rd walk. Back-to-back hitters where he's been behind in a count. That's unusual as well.
And that brings a visit from Rick Kranitz, the Brewer pitching coach. Well, a reminder that Fox Sports Wisconsin's Jesse Temple has been at Big Ten Football Media Days in Chicago yesterday and today. You can read his coverage at foxsportswisconsin.com. Brett Bielema and the Badgers reloading for another good season. And a lot of talent in Madison this year.
Every year.
We wish him luck. Here's Ryan Zimmerman now. Big spot for Fiers. Pitch count is at 83. He's been very efficient tonight. Not running into the heavy hitters of the Nationals. 2 on, 1 out. Zimmerman grounds into a ton of double plays. 13 double plays he's bounced into. That is 1 off the league lead in that category. And he missed some time on the disabled list earlier this year with a shoulder injury.
Hits the ball hard and does not run all that well.
He has been a very good hitter for the Nationals for the last couple of months. Big swing and a miss.
88 got it right by him. It's that deceptive delivery release point for Mike Fiers that hitters just for some reason just have a tough time picking it up and getting the bat head out on it. We've seen it for now 10 starts.
One ball, 1 strike on Zimmerman. Had a big cut, but fouls that one back. Another one at 88, and it's 1-2.
Did it again and got a lot of the plate with it. Fiers one of those guys that hitters go back to that dugout just shaking their head, just can't figure out why they can't square him up.
Well, Zimmerman, the reigning player of the week in the National League. This is a big at bat for Mike Fiers. 1-2 the count. And a long look. Curveball. Zimmerman, little half swing. Did he go? No, he didn't, says Laz Diaz. That was close.
Pretty close, and a nice block by Lucroy. Check this. Not an easy pitch to block. Bounces in front of home plate. Look at the way he's able to square himself up and keep it close. Keep that double play alive. That ball squirts away from him and runners advance. No chance of the double play.
It looks like Fiers has him in swing mode. That last pitch not even close. Zimmerman late on that fastball. Fiers reached back for a little extra that time. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, that's the one I've been talking about. I knew he had it in him.
"90 miles an hour is impressive, but by big league standards, if that's all you've got, that'll get hit."
You better have something else, and he does. He's got 2-3 other pitches that he throws for strikes regularly.
Good battle here. Fiers against Zimmerman. 2 on, 1 away. Brewers looking for a ground ball to turn 2. Zimmerman late again. Fouls it back. Zimmerman is having a huge month. 23 RBIs in July. And hitting .382 coming in to this game for the month. He's been a tough out. 2-2 pitch. Little tapper foul.
That was a good curveball that Zimmerman was able to get a piece of. Exactly where you want it, down in the strike zone. He's got that big break on it, straight over the top, and Zimmerman able to stay alive. That was a pretty good pitch to foul off.
The veteran of this group, but Zimmerman only 27 years of age. 2-2, fires, deals, curveball, strike, got him. Zimmerman retired.
Had him guessing. He figured he was going to come back fastball. He doubled up on the curve and threw that one right down the middle as if he knew he wasn't going to swing at it. That's a good call by Lucroy. That one right down the middle. Zimmerman knew it.
What a sequence there against a very hot hitter, in that straight downer curveball from Mike Fiers.
Yep, a 72-mile-an-hour curveball, pitch number 8, and he got him.
2 gone now. Here is Adam LaRoche. LaRoche loves to jump on that first pitch. He's been on a home run tear lately. 3 consecutive games with home runs. Fiers pours a changeup in there. I think 85 miles an hour. Maybe just took a little off the fastball.
Maybe a little bit of a cut.
Command with everything. That's the book on Mike Fiers. Historically, LaRoche always a slow starter, which affects his overall numbers, but not the case this year. He's put up big numbers this season. Leads all National League first basemen in homers with 19. There's a strike. Fastball inside corner, and it's 1-2. Two on behind him. Fiers trying to work through this 6th. And back to the fastball. 2-2.
Trying to get him chased off the corner, but he's not biting.
Big spot for Fiers. Been in a battle this inning with 2 on. A hit and a walk, and LaRoche off the end of the bat. Aoki will settle under it, and Mike Fiers still working on a shutout. Dropped the changeup on LaRoche. He's got him in the pink tank. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by the new Miller Lite Punch Top Can. It's Miller time. Roof is open on a beautiful night for baseball in Milwaukee, and the Brewers are rolling tonight so far, 6-0. Greg Stammen back on the mound. He finished off the 5th inning, but not before giving up an RBI single to Braun and a 2-run homer to Aramis Ramirez. Now Ricky Weeks. Weeks is 2 for 2 tonight. He has 7 hits in his last 9 at-bats. Raised his average from 190 to 206 during that stretch. And this is the Weeks that the Brewers have been waiting for. He's actually put together a pretty good stretch at the plate over the last month of play. Ricky's never going to be a guy to hit for a high average, but he does pack some punch. And Weeks, after homering in Philadelphia on Wednesday with 10 homers.
Well, you can't worry about the overall average. I mean, if you're Ricky Weeks and you're trying to finish strong, last couple of months of the season, you try and get back to normal, try and hit around 300.
That ball's ripped center field. Back is Brown. He'll run it down for the out.
Hey, for weekday afternoon games, kids 14 and under and seniors 60 and over can save up to 50% on tickets. For details, call 902-4000 or visit brewers.com.
Big day of news here at Miller Park in Milwaukee. If you're just picking us up, Zach Greinke was traded to the Angels for 3 minor league players. 2 pitchers, Ariel Pena and John Helweg. And one of their top prospect shortstops, Gene Segura. And those 3 players will go to AA Huntsville. By the way, the Angels will pitch Greinke on Sunday. That is confirmed now. The Angels have put him right back in his rotation spot, so Greinke will make his debut for the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
That was probably part of the deal for the Angels, that had to be able to pull the deal off and allow Greinke to make that start. Every start that you miss, and when you make a trade before the trading deadline, you don't get as much.
Greinke will start against the Tampa Bay Rays on Sunday. And now that Greinke is off the trade market, it's going to be interesting to see as we approach the trade deadline on Tuesday the other teams that will be involved. Lucroy sends that one deep right center. Long run for Brown, but he's got it. And 2 men are out.
Stammen making a lot of mistakes with his slider tonight. Slider to Ramirez that he knocked out of here. Ryan Braun with a slider. Of course, that wasn't a bad pitch to Brawny that he banged into right. Not many guys are going to get hit on that pitch.
Cody Ransom with 2 away. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 6-0 Brewers. They lead on 9 hits. All 6 runs plated with 2 outs. Hart had a 2-run home run in the 4th. RBIs from Gomez and Braun with singles, and a 2-run homer from Aramis Ramirez in the 5th.
And Brewers 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. All 4 of the hits coming with 2 outs. Doing a much better job of that than they did last night.
Three and 1 on Ransom. Pitcher spot due up next. Mike Fiers scheduled to hit. Looks like he will. Well, the way the bullpen has gone lately, you know, Ron Roenicke wants to get as many innings as he can. As Ransom draws the walk. And here comes Mike Fiers. Not known for his bat. He's 0 for 2 at the plate, but he has been impressive once again on the mound. He is in our Pizza Hut delivery of the game.
Even when he's been able to get or had gotten behind in the count, he's been able to be effective. A couple of times in the 6th inning, got behind 3-0. Able to come back and get one hitter, not the other, but still very impressive with a big curveball, the high fastball, and that was a big act for him in the 6th, locking out Ryan Zimmerman on a curveball.
Fiers shallow left. Michael Morse will run it down, and the inning is over. 6 in the books. We head to the 7th. 6-0 Milwaukee. Innings down, we head to the 7th. Time now for our game summary, brought to you by Toyota. Corey Hart with a 2-out, 2-run homer in the 4th inning. And then with 2 outs, Gomez, an RBI single, drove in Aoki. Ryan Braun with a beautiful piece of hitting, driving in Gomez. And then it was Aramis Ramirez with a 2-run shot. All 4 of those runs came in the 5th inning. 6 on the board, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Brewers. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Nationals. Mike Fiers has given up just 2 singles tonight. He's issued 3 walks and has struck out 8. Just continues to impress. And you talk about a guy who is taking advantage of an opportunity. Mike Fiers, who made his major league debut in late May, the day Jonathan Lucroy was injured, as a matter of fact. Fiers has taken the reins, has the lowest ERA among National League rookies. And if he keeps pitching like this, you're going to have to start talking about Fiers as a potential Rookie of the Year candidate.
Right. Nationals have a guy in their dugout that has a pretty good shot at it.
Yeah, Bryce Harper. Wade Miley of the Diamondbacks, left-handed pitcher, made the All-Star team, had 11 wins in the first half. Certainly a candidate. But there's a lot of season to be played, and if Fiers can keep doing this, then he would certainly be in the conversation. You might remember that Ryan Braun, his Rookie of the Year season in 07, he didn't arrive to the big leagues until late May as well. It was almost I think it was a day earlier than Mike Fiers, as a matter of fact, on the calendar.
And he certainly made an impact, Mike Fiers. I mean, you really can't minimize what he's been able to do. His last 7 starts, 4 earned runs. That's a .77 earned run average. That includes tonight.
Morse gets jammed, a little flare. That's going to fall for a base hit. Got in on his hands, but Morse able to muscle it into right field for a leadoff single.
Yeah, left the curveball up in the zone, and
He just fought it off right inside the right field line. Almost hung so much it turned out to be a good pitch, but Michael Morse able to fight it off. Leadoff base runner for the Nationals. That's the second time they've done that. First time was back in the 6th inning, or the 2nd inning, when Michael Morse walked.
And that curveball starting to roll a little bit for Fiers. Lucroy, a quick visit out there that will spring the bullpen into action. Brewers bullpen still in a bit of a makeover. Ron Renicky still not 100% sure who he can count on. He did point out that guys like Livan Hernandez, John Axford would be in greater roles. It's going to be a closer by committee if it gets to that situation. Renicky saying he has as much confidence in Hernandez as anyone right now.
Yeah, throwing strikes. It's all about throwing the ball over the plate. A lot of the problems the Phillies bullpen had, or the Brewers bullpen had against Philadelphia, was the base on balls. Can't be walking batters late in the game, no matter what the score.
See if Fiers can get through 7. Pitch count is over 100 now, and a swing and a miss by Espinoza. Another swing and a miss. Espinoza coming up empty again. Fiers struck him out in the 2nd inning. One of his 8 punch outs. Fiers, the Brewers minor league pitcher of the year last year. Doing in the minor leagues exactly what he's doing in the big leagues this season. Between AA and AAA last year, he finished with a 1.86 ERA in 34 games. Strike called. Fiers surprises him with a fastball. Espinoza rung up.
Yeah, obviously looking for something else, because that pitch had plenty of the plate on the outer half. Wow. There it is. And Lucroy setting up away, and Fiers able to hit the glove.
Well, with a pitcher spot coming up, Davey Johnson will make the move. Mark DeRosa off the Nationals bench. And Lucroy on his way out. Well, Brewers will call on Mark Rogers to start on Sunday, but how about Willie Peralta? Another great night for the Nashville Sounds last night. He's putting together an impressive stretch. His July 3-1 with a 2.20 ERA, a ton of strikeouts.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And a career high 11 in last night's win over the Memphis Redbirds, I believe they're called. Here's DeRosa, takes a strike. Pitch count at 105 for Fiers as he pitches with 1 out here in the 7th inning. That skips away from Lucroy, and Morse on his way to second. That takes the Brewers out of a double play chance to end the inning. That'll be a wild pitch on Fiers.
And a lot of breaking balls that Fiers throws end up in the dirt. That's where you want to. That's where you want to put him. You got to get down and block him, keep him close. First time Lucroy has not been able to keep one close.
Curveball to DeRosa. Beauty.
Doubling up on a breaking pitch, and this one very hittable, but DeRosa fooled by it.
DeRosa 2 for 7 as a pinch hitter this year. Been around a long time. 15 years in the big leagues, DeRosa. Ball and 2 strikes. See what Fiers gives him. Now fastball ripped into center field, and Gomez traps the ball on a hop. And that'll be a base hit for DeRosa. Pinch hit single. That was close. Morse took a gamble.
And Morse took a gamble, and so did Gomez. That ball gets by him. They might circle the bases, both of them. Good call out there in center field by Mike Estabrook.
So that's going to do it for Mike Fiers tonight. He goes 6 1/3. He gives up just 4 hits. Fiers. He'll exit with a couple of runners on base, but 6 1/3 for Fiers today. No runs, 9 strikeouts, 1 off of his career high. Second time this year he struck out 9. Also has a 10 strikeout game. So he is out. The new pitcher is Livan Hernandez.
Again, getting some important innings for the Brewers out of that bullpen. He tossed 2 scoreless innings on Wednesday against the Phillies, gave up only 2 hits, making his 9th relief appearance as a Brewer.
The former Washington National. Hernandez having a chat with Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy has not caught Livan Hernandez. So here we go with 2 on, 1st and 3rd, 1 away. Sandy Leon, the batter, chops 1 foul. Brock mentioned that Leon is in the big leagues to support Jesus Flores, but he's a hitter, not known for his defense. He's only 23 years of age, was hitting .311 in Double-A before being promoted. 0 for 2 tonight, 2 strikeouts. 2 of the 9 Ks for Fiers. As Leon takes strike 2. Hernandez spent 3 years with the Nationals, 2009 through 2011.
He gave the Brewers fits as a starter.
Yes, he did. That was the last time he was a full-time member of a starting rotation. Little cue shot, got a chance to turn it here. Ransom for one and a double play. And how about Livan Hernandez? Throwing the kitchen sink at him. And a 6-3 double play to end the threat.
Scoreboard looking good for Milwaukee right now, up 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And as we do each and every day, it's time to look at social media. And as you can guess, if you're on Twitter tonight, a lot of people have comments about the big trade made by the Brewers today, sending away Zack Greinke to the Angels. And of course, most of these comments really are on the positive side. A lot of people really like what Zack had to say when he left, really showing his gratitude towards the organization as well. And most people understand that a deal had to be made. If you've been following this story for the last several weeks, you know that Zack was about to become a free agent, and people understand what's going on and like the fact that they got 3 top prospects. So hopefully in the next year or two, we'll see these guys up here in Milwaukee, Brian and Bill.
Yeah, we'll see how they progress through the Brewers system. We hope to hit on all of them. Drew Storen is on the mound for the Nationals. Former Nationals closer. He had elbow surgery this year, removed some bone spurs out of his elbow, some floating bodies in his elbow, and he has come back trying to ease him in to the closer's role. But Tyler Clippard has done such a great job as the closer that Storen's ended up kind of a swingman for the Nationals in their bullpen.
Yeah, 4th in the National League in saves last year with 43. Big time strikeout pitcher. And Drew Storen, just as you mentioned, trying to get back into form.
Nori Aoki leads off. Bouncing ball back up the middle. And that will sneak through. A base hit for Aoki. 2 hits tonight for Nori Aoki, a man on to start the 7th. Well, Zack Greinke addressed the media as the game was going on here tonight. We had a chance to hear some of the comments from Greinke. Let's give you a taste of what he had to say.
Business decision, I guess, is the best way to describe it. That's just how baseball is. But I enjoyed it here. They say they enjoyed having me. We went pretty far, and it was a lot of fun. That was definitely the most fun I've had ever playing baseball.
Comments from Zack Greinke when he's talking about the business decision, talking about the decision basically to go into free agency, not to sign an extension with the Brewers or anybody else for that matter. And, I think, as Doug Melvin pointed out, Doug joined us on the air in the 2nd inning and enjoyed his time here, and now the Brewers will try to re-sign him come the offseason. You can't talk to him now.
No.
He's property of the Angels.
And that would be tampering. That's a no-no.
So here is Ryan Braun. After the Gomez pop-up, Braun with Aoki at first. Just missed that one as he pops it up, foul territory. Morse is there to make the catch. And Braun is retired. 2 outs. Got a text question tonight, courtesy of Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. How long does a player have to report to his new team after a trade?
3 days. Those guys don't take that long.
Greinke will start Sunday for the Angels. That'll be his regular turn of the rotation. He'll wear number 23, we're told.
And you get 3 days to, back in the old days, it took a little bit longer to get to where you were going. You had to pack your stuff up and head out. And, back when that rule was implemented, players didn't have people for that. They had to do it themselves.
See Ramos Ramirez at the plate, presented by Wendy's. 3 hits. He's a triple away from the cycle. Greinke will most certainly be on a plane as soon as he can, and he'll be headed to Anaheim. The Angels are in a series, a homestand right now, playing the Tampa Bay Rays. That'll be Greinke's matchup on Sunday.
Yeah, a lot to do in a short period of time for the Greinke family. And we wish him luck. This lady didn't go to the National League Central.
All 3 of the players the Brewers received will all be headed to Double-A Huntsville. 0-2 to Ramirez. High and tight. Where does a triple occur for a Ramos Ramirez in this ballpark, Rock?
Center field. Yeah, hit one off of one of those angles out there, the Caterpillar sign out there in center field, and
takes a huge carom.
Absolutely. I see it happening right here.
Ramirez does have 2 triples this season. Aoki takes off, swinging a foul.
Either that or he hits a home run and misses home plate. That would count.
Yeah, good point. He wouldn't do that on purpose.
No. I mean, I'm not hoping he does, but
he would be really eager to.
What you're saying
is the cycle.
He's not very fast.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just asking you, the analyst, where a triple occurs.
I just told you.
No, that is what I'm saying, actually. There goes Aoki, and a strike called. No triple for Ramos Ramirez. 6-0 Brewers. We head to the 8th. Nationals coming to bat.
A tough one because Zach is, very fond of Zach, not only as a player but also as a person. And I feel like he's a son to you when you can sit and talk baseball. He's a little bit of a baseball junkie. Probably one of my favorite players that I've been associated with, and makes it always a little bit tougher. But, you know, we had to make a decision and turn the page.
Comments of Doug Melvin on the Zach Greinke trade to the Angels.
You know, that's a part of Zach Greinke that the fans and, you know, the media really didn't get to know. I mean, the guy that would sit down and talk baseball, and he was very he held his emotions and his comments and his feelings close to the vest. He didn't really let people in that part of his life, and that's just the way he is. It works for him. That's the way it was.
His teammates say he was a much different personality when the doors were closed. Once the doors were open for the media, and it was the public part of being a major league broadcaster, a major league player, I should say, and for us as broadcasters, when we have access to the players, not much you could get from Zach Greinke. He only spoke after he pitched.
He never really did a sit down with pregame shows and things like that. It's something we certainly would have liked to have been able to do and get to know Zach Greinke a little bit better than we actually did. Didn't know him at all as a guy.
Greinke will leave the Brewers undefeated at Miller Park in his career. Livan Hernandez pitching in the 8th inning. 6-0 Brewers. Hernandez able to get a double play off the bat of Leon in the 7th, and that protects another scoreless outing by Mike Fiers. Bouncer over to Ramirez. Good play. Out number 1. This is a 4-game series with the Nationals. 2 games left after tonight. On the air tomorrow at 5:30 for Brewers Live, 6:10 first pitch. And then Sunday, a day game, and instead of Zach Greinke on the mound, it's going to be Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers against Gio Gonzalez. Tomorrow it's Randy Wolf against Jordan Zimmerman. So that'll be the plan for the rest of the weekend for the Brewers. Then the Astros come to town. Cody Ransom makes the play. 2 groundouts. 2 up, 2 down for Livan Hernandez.
The right fielder, Bryce Harper.
Well, Hernandez will face Bryce Harper. Harper tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Fiers goes 6 1/3. Gives up 4 hits, no runs. And that ERA is going to drop. Ball and a strike. I love the kind of contrast baseball presents with a guy like Bryce Harper and Livan Hernandez. Harper has his whole career in front of him. Hernandez at the back end of his career says he hopes to pitch 3 more years. That'll give him 20 in the big leagues.
I wouldn't put it past him. Might not look like it, but he's very smart. He's very athletic. He can hit. Fields his position very well.
There's a strike. Little backdoor breaking ball. Tail of the tape.
And you would think guys like Hernandez would give a 19-year-old fits. Just lobbing it in there.
See what he does with him here. 2-2 the count. A sinker that missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Hernandez, he was in the big leagues at age 21. He was a star in the big leagues at 22 in '97. He was the World Series MVP for the Marlins that year. Swing and a miss. Ties up Bryce Harper and Knotts. Livan Hernandez still at it at 37 years of age.
As Jerry and I get set for Brewers Live postgame coming up, our Marshfield Clinic shining moment, no question, has to go to starting pitcher Mike Fiers. No runs again, 6 1/3 inning, and he's got his overall ERA down to 1.77.
You know, some guys, they say, would you go out and give me a quality start? When you look at what he's done for the Brewers so far, it's high-quality start. Great command of his pitches, uses them all, gets behind, he'll still throw that good breaking ball. In command, not walking a lot of guys. You got to give him a lot of credit. He's really done a great job for the Brewers.
Cy Fiers?
Cy Fiers.
Cy Fiers, maybe? No, you know, we're just having fun, but I'll tell you what, this guy's been doing the job. And a big night, too, obviously, Zach Greinke traded away. We'll cover that. Mike Fiers, big story on the mound as well. All coming up on Brewers Live postgame, Brian.
All right, Greg and Jerry, thank you. Mike Fiers hoping to improve to 4-4. He has dropped his earned run average to 1.77. Best ERA among National League rookies.
Amazing, isn't it? Who would have thought?
What a run. 6-0. Here's Corey Hart. He'll lead off. New pitcher, Henry Rodriguez. We saw Rodriguez yesterday gave up a 2-run homer to Carlos Gomez in his 1 inning. Drew Storen works a scoreless inning. Rodriguez, the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Nationals. This is a guy the Nationals are trying to get back on track, Henry Rodriguez. A hard thrower. He's hit triple digits this year. And actually spent some time as the Nationals closer earlier this season. Command has been a problem.
And command of that pitch right there.
Nothing wrong with that command as he strikes out Corey Hart.
Yeah, get ahead, then you go with the breaking pitch. He got Corey to chase off the strike out of the strike zone. Gets that pitch over, all of a sudden 99 is unhittable. Brewers have a guy in their bullpen that relies on the same thing. John Axford throws his breaking pitch over. Fastball becomes much more effective.
Ricky Weeks 2 for 3 tonight, and his out was a line drive out to center field. Bouncing ball to short. 2 outs for Rodriguez. Well, it's all over in Atlanta. The Braves beat the Phillies 6-1. Ben Sheets in his 3rd start wins his 3rd game. Does give up a run. Gave up a run in the first inning, the first run of the year. So he's 3-0 now in 3 starts. Braves win 6-1.
And he got a hit today.
Contributed to the offensive cause. Sheets not known for his bat. Let's just put it that way. He went 6 innings tonight. That's 3 straight starts going 6 innings. So 18 innings pitched for Sheets, just 1 earned run. What a story. Sheets beat Cole Hamels tonight. Hamels in his first start after signing that big deal with the Phillies. 6-year contract worth $144 million.
Good thing that was on the road for Cole Hamels.
Hamels drops to 11-5.
Folks at Philly might have let him have it.
Phillies say they're not trading Cliff Lee either. They're going to give it a shot. Two things really worked in the Brewers' favor concerning Zach Greinke in this trade market. The fact that Hamels signed the deal, and then Greinke was fantastic in Philadelphia. Greinke last Tuesday was about as dominant as we've seen him. And then the next day, Hamels took himself off the trade market by signing an extension with the Phillies. And then the Ryan Dempster situation. Turning down the Atlanta Braves. Still not resolved with a trade. So that basically left Greinke as the #1 piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, Cubs only have a few days left to make something happen with Ryan Dempster.
They are at the mercy of Ryan Dempster because he has the no trade veto power. Josh Johnson's been discussed. James Shields of the Rays. Those are the starting pitchers that are out there. There'll be a lot of names floating around the next couple of days. But now that Greinke's off the trade market, there'll be some activity. 2-2 pitch. Lucroy, center field. Back is Brown, and he'll run it down. Boy, Lucroy has hit a lot of balls deep to the outfield since he's come back. Not much to show for it, though. Heading to the ninth, 6-0 Brewers. Trying to snap this 7-game losing streak. And Corey Hart, a big part of it tonight. Corey Hart with a 2-run homer. Snapped a scoreless ball game. Aramis Ramirez had a 2-run home run as well. Both of those homers came with 2 outs. And all 6 runs with 2 outs tonight. Aside from Hart and Ramirez, RBIs from Ryan Braun and Carlos Gomez in the ballgame tonight. Jose Veras will take over for the 9th inning. Livan Hernandez gives Ron Renicky an inning and 2/3 of scoreless baseball.
Doing a nice job keeping the baseball down. His stock continues to rise, and now Jose Veras on for the 46th time. Last pitched on Tuesday at Philadelphia. Gave up a hit and a run in a third of an inning.
And it was no mop-up duty for Livan Hernandez tonight. He came into the game in the 7th with 2 on and 1 out in a 6-0 game. Nationals trying to jump back in it. Hernandez got a double play, and then he retired the side in order in the 8th.
The way things have gone for the Brewers late in games, there's never any such thing as mop-up duty.
That's a good point.
You got to get outs.
And that 27th out has been the tricky one for the Brew Crew lately during this 7-game slide, and really all year. Officially, the Brewers have 19 blown saves this year. Fiers anxious to put another one in the win column. It would be his 4th victory if Veras can finish it off. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 2 with a walk, couple of strikeouts tonight. Fiers struck him out in the 6th inning. And for me, that was the big moment of the ball game for Mike Fiers. Struck him out with 2 on, and he got him looking on a curveball.
And Zimmerman had a tough time with that curveball all night against Fiers. He's got the count in his favor at 3-1. Veras having a difficult time locating his fastball.
Got him. Another breaking ball gets Zimmerman.
Well, who would have thought he would have thrown that one a 6-0 lead, a 3-2 curveball, and right down the middle to boot. Check it out. I mean, that one splits home plate right in half. Again, Zimmerman knew it, just like that strikeout by Mike Fiers.
So 1 gone. Here is Adam LaRoche. 1 for 3 tonight.
There's not too many people leaving Miller Park right yet.
Enjoying some success finally after a rough road for the Brewers lately, and trading away Zach Greinke today. Doug Melvin joined us in the 2nd inning. He confirmed the trade and said it's a bit of a bittersweet moment. You certainly don't want to have to trade away a pitcher like Greinke. Doug Melvin very excited about the players the Brewers were able to get in return. 2 players just participated in the Futures game in Kansas City.
The Brewers haven't been in sell mode for quite some time.
What do you think, back in 06 maybe with Carlos Lee?
Yeah. It's been a while. It's all new to Mark Atanasio.
Sometimes you have to do it to put yourself in a position immediately, and I think the Brewers feel like they're going to put themselves in a position. You have an owner who's motivated and a high payroll. Brewers will be active this offseason, you can bet. Got some great pieces in place, and anytime you can build your offense around an MVP like Ryan Braun, then you feel like you always have a chance. Well, you never know how a ball club will come together. The Brewers would love to put a win streak on the board. See if they can first fight their way back to 500. Right now they're 10 games under. That is goal number 1. Bouncing ball to Weeks. He backhands. And LaRoche is retired. 2 gone in the ninth. Washington has only been shut out twice this season. Back in April in Los Angeles, and most recently July 21st against the Braves, a game that Ben Sheets started. That was his first one. The second one, I beg your pardon. The second start. Brewers a chance to shut him out tonight on a 4-hitter at this point. The bouncer Ramirez cuts it off, spins and throws out Morrison. That's the ball game. The 7-game losing streak is over. Zach Greinke's traded the headliner, but Mike Fiers putting himself back in the spotlight once again with another brilliant performance. 6 1/3 of shutout baseball. Its ERA drops to 1.77. And the Brewers shut the Nationals out for just the 3rd time this year. 6-0. The final score. Much more still to come. Craig Coshun standing by. What do you have coming up on Brewers Live, Craig?
Well, it might be kind of ironic as well as Mike Fiers has been pitching, especially on the night that Zach Greinke gets traded. Lots to break down. Fiers was great, and Greinke is now gone. Full reaction from both when we come back to Brewers Live postgame.